Oh my gosh. I can't believe we finally have time to make it to the beach. I want to build the biggest sandcastle. Maybe even dig a really big hole and then we can sit in it. And then when the waves come up, it can fill with a bunch of water. What do you think? Well, yeah, I'm serious. Why wouldn't I be serious? Um, because that sounds fun. I mean, I probably will to warm up because you know how cold I get all the time, but it's not about that. It's I want to play in the sand. Sure, it's a little bit of a guy thing to do, but it's fun at the same time. Yeah, I might get a little sunburnt, but I'm always getting sunburnt. I would say you get used to it, but you don't. And even then, it's really not that big of a deal. Then I tan a little. Sometimes. Not usually. But hey, it's the point is I'm here to have fun with you. And whatever you want to do, I want to do too. I'm serious. My friend and I, Benny, we loved to play in the sand. Well, we still do. We just don't have time much anymore, unfortunately. Good, as far as I'm aware. She's doing well. I do miss her. Maybe I'll bug her soon. Maybe she wants to go out for ice cream. She always randomly surprises me with food and snacks and stuff like that, and I love her for it. She really is amazing. But come on! We're wasting our time! Our time to have a good time, duh! Oh my goodness, don't be a Debbie Downer! It's perfectly normal to want to play in the sand as an adult, okay? It's the little things in life. We're not hurting anybody. Maybe we'll find some really awesome seashells. Yeah, I think it would be great. I really do. Okay, well, how are we gonna start this? Well, first, we're gonna want wet sand. And we're gonna really want to compact it down. I brought a couple buckets. And shovels. And scrapers. And really... Oh, and I brought a flag to put at the very tippy top once we finished building. I watched some videos on TikTok on how to do this, and apparently you want a mixture of wet and dry sand, which kind of makes sense. And you're gonna want to compact it down really tight. Like this one girl, she even stood up on top of her bucket and like stomped it down. I know, but hey, it worked. Yeah, it did. She was like a professional sandcaster or whatever, sandcastle maker or whatever it's called. But still, I know. Remember when we went to Sandfest? Yeah, it was really chilly, but those sandcastles were so cool. I mean, the giant crab, the dragon one that was like floating. Oh, it was so awesome. And that's what inspired me to want to do this. I want to try and do that. Um, no, I'm not a very good sculptor, but it's not about being good at something. It's about having fun with it. And that's exactly what I plan on doing. Having fun. And I am not gonna let you ruin that. Not that you would, of course. You would never ruin something like that. My point is that we're gonna have fun together. Yeah, just you and me, and it's gonna be so awesome. I'm so excited. Am I always like what? Giddy? Excited like this? No, not all the time. Most of the time, but not all the time. Okay, well, you want the real? You sure? Because it might not be as exciting as you think it is. I do it on purpose. Well, yeah. No one is this happy all the time. And there are lots of days where I'm not. Can you get me some water? Thank you. But there is a large majority of the time where I am happy and excited and high on life. And you could ask me why, and I would simply tell you it's just this guy that I know. Mm-hmm. No, is not the cute guy that I've been texting here and there. It would be Jesus, actually. You know, the Jesus glow is real. People who find him, they start to just illuminate afterwards and just radiate this happiness and joy and this excitement for life. Yeah, it's really real. Oh, and about that guy? Mm-mm. No. He brushed me off to go to a party. And then he posted a video of him making out with some random chick. No, not my speed. Definitely not for me. But seriously, if you ever want to meet Jesus or get to know him or talk about him anytime, let me know, okay? Because I would love to talk to you. About him, of course. Yeah, I'm serious. He's a really big part of my life. I'm gonna just flip this one over. There we go. And start mushing this down. There. How did I get to know him? There, that should be good. Well, honestly, I was raised religious. You know that. I was raised in the church. I know the church better than I know my own home half the time. And as great as it 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 was hard because I grew up knowing what to say, what to do. I knew all the answers to all of the Bible questions. I knew all the praise and worship songs. And that's all fine and dandy, but growing up they just expect you to understand. And for a long time I didn't realize that I didn't understand. And just recently everything has started to make sense about God, and once it does, it opens your eyes. Literally, it's like I was in this dark, hazy cloud, and I couldn't see. And now, oh, now the world is so bright and beautiful. And I realize just how much love there is. And that's because of God and what He can do for us and what He has done for us. And honestly, it is so empowering and beautiful. And I, I don't even have words. It's everything and nothing. It's like everything makes sense, everything connects, yet we know next to nothing. Yeah, because we think we know so much and we think science understands everything. And you know what? I'm gonna build a tower right here. You think that'll look cute? I think that'll look cute. Your end looks really good. You're awesome at this. But anyway, the point I was making is we think science is the reason for all of it or just the explanation for God, and it's not. I mean, it is to an extent, but at the same time, it's so small and minuscule. Like, you know the story of Adam and Eve, right? They ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and that's when sin entered the world. Really? You didn't know that? Well, remind me to tell you that story. Anyway, long story short, Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden. I'm gonna tell you it now because I'm gonna tell you it now because I'm gonna geek out about it. But Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and there was this tree, I believe the Bible says in the center of the garden. And it was the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So if they ate from this tree, they would then understand the difference between good and bad. Well, Lucifer, Satan, the devil, appeared as a serpent in the tree and spoke to Eve, and he said, you should eat from this tree. You should know. You could know everything. You could be like God. So Eve ate from the tree, and then she convinced Adam to. And, well, now that they know good and bad, sin was able to take hold. Bad became sin. And there's a really great way I can explain it, but my words aren't coming to me right now. You just have to read it. If you ever want to sit down and study it, let me know, okay? But anyway, sin entered the world. We were condemned at that point to hell, essentially. And then Jesus showed up. And Jesus, being the only perfect person ever, died for us, for me, and for you. And he died with our names in his head. But not only that, but he died on a tree, on the cross, made of wood, cut from a tree. And just like the tree of the knowledge of good and evil was at the center of the garden, God's cross, Jesus' cross, was placed at the center of the world and between two other sinners. One who was saved because he said, "Remember me when you enter the kingdom." And the other one mocked him. And Jesus said, "Tomorrow you will be at the kingdom with me. Tomorrow you will be in heaven because you realize the truth that is God." So he was between good and evil. He was the center of it all. And God, it's just, oh, it's so amazing. As someone who loves conspiracy theories and deep diving, it makes sense, right? It does. In a weird, roundabout way, it makes sense. Like when you hear something explained to you in science class and you're like, that's kind of odd, but it kind of makes sense. That's what the Bible is. And everything is connected. It's so amazing. Even if you don't believe in God, uh, it's so awesome to just dive into it and learn. Don't you think? I know. I just, uh, I love him so much. He's so awesome. I know. Anyway, your end of the castle looks amazing. It does. Really. Thank you, by the way, for listening to me ramble about that. Yeah. Uh, Church on Sunday? I go to the 9:30 service, but they also have one online at 11. Why? Curious? Okay. Well, do you want me to send a link to the live stream at 11? No? Okay. Where? I Why are you asking? Curious. Right. Okay. Well, I mean, I typically just wear jeans and a sweatshirt. I don't dress up super duper fancy. No, you don't have to. I mean, God knows what you look like without clothes on, so he's not going to care. And well, the people at my church, I mean, as long as you're decent, you're not walking around with, you know, your boobs hanging out or something. They don't seem to really care. I mean, a couple of the older women don't give you looks, but old people are upset about life, so it's fine. I just ignore them and smile. But yeah, I usually just wear casual clothing and that's it. uh, yeah. Sorry, I'm staring. Anyway, what do you think we should build onto this castle? I'm thinking we should try and dig a moat. Yeah, so then when the waves wash in, the moat can be filled. Oh, that's so smart. You're so smart. Okay, I'll start digging over here, and why don't you start digging over here, and then we can circle around and meet in the middle.